one step from dying. My angels keep it at bay. Can't blame the people for trying. Just let me fall to my grave. Just let me fall to my grave. To kill it. Just let me fall to my grave. Just let me fall to my grave. Heart fails under pressure.
What's going on, guys? It's your boy Captain Jack Sparrow. Welcome back to the channel. If you're new, think about,
What's up, guys?
of course I got the idiots in the background. So we're getting out there nice and early. We're out with Matthias. We got a whole crew with us, but we'll get into that later. We're gonna do a little local dive in, maybe for some pelagic, maybe some blue water. If you end up enjoying this video, go ahead and give it a thumbs up. And if you're new, think about subscribing. And if you want to do a little bit extra, go ahead and maybe become a Patreon, or not, up to you, your life, your choice. I still love you guys either way. But we're gonna go ahead and get into it, and I will see you guys out there on the water. So we have a special guest with you, a world-class diver named Kuda Shark. And yeah, we're gonna talk to him a little bit.
Did someone say pool party?
No dude, there's no, we're diving today, man. You excited?
Did you say hot chicks?
No, dude, no hot chicks. We're just diving, spearfishing.
All I want for my birthday is a cobia.
All right, I guess this guy doesn't play games. This guy has connections everywhere, and I know he knows a lot of hot chicks, so there may be some hot chicks we meet out there. They might swap boats and jump on our crew, but we'll see once we get out there. All right, guys, we're on the spot, about to hop in. See you guys down below. So we get in the water and the current is absolutely pumping, and this makes it hard to bottom dive because you can't really go down to the bottom because you stay there and the current rushes the other buddy divers and the flashers beyond you. So we have to kind of hover about 10 feet above the bottom, and this is what happens. I see a mutton, he's swimming up current. I had a kind of hard time tracking the gun, and I shot just a little high. Good thing Scott was there to clean up the scraps, and he got his mutton. The shark, you dive in those shades?
Every time.
If you were a fish, what kind of fish would you be?
Akuda, dangerous, sleek, fast.
If you had a second choice, what would it be?
Blue tang.
Not a shark? I'm speechless. What happens next is something absolutely incredible. A beautiful, nice sized Wahoo comes in, and Zach lands a perfect shot. Now Zach goes ahead and adjusts his drag. Scott takes off after the fish, and I go see if Zach needs any help. I get my belt reel, hook it on his line because I know this is going to be a big time fight we have ahead of us.
Wahoo! Wahoo! I got you. Oh my God!
One thing you have to remember is to stay calm. I tab Zach, I tell him to start swimming because we don't want to run out of line because we know that our line is limited.
Jack, should I let go?
So honestly, things are looking good up to this point, except something very unfortunate happens. I'll go into more detail once we hop in the boat, but this is an absolute heartbreaker. So Zach made a drop on like a 50-pound Wahoo. He came right into the flashers, and I was right behind him kind of getting like a third person view. I just turned my GoPro on. Zach popped him. I went over. He started spooling line. I hooked up my belt reel, and we weren't really putting a lot of pressure on the fish because Zach wasn't too sure about the shot, but Scotty caught up to the fish and said it was a solid shot. And he kind of made like a little bit of a run to where we had to let Zach's gun go. And like all of a sudden the line just tethered away from the gun. Just came off his reel. I cannot believe that.
It was a little high. The shot was a little high, but I wasn't gonna pull out.
I was trying to go for the spine behind the gill, and I probably
so rule of thumb, when you put your reel on,
it would have held for sure.
when you go to, even if
I was
it's
like, I didn't want
set
to
up
put any
differently,
pressure on it.
when it's all the way at the end of your line, tie a bowline around the reel so it won't ever come out. My belt reel and my actual gun reel have a bowline tied around the entire, like the actual reel. So if something happens and it spools and like yanks, it's not coming off the reel. So yeah, we're gonna get back in the water. Hopefully we can get something. Heartbreaker, dude.
Screaming.
Heartbreaker? What do you think?
Dude, biggest heartbreak, man. I mean, I've had some really long lasting relationships, but damn, I wanted that Wahoo.
Dude, so brutal. So brutal. So we cut our losses, we get back in the water, and man, we found the sharks. And I mean, we really found the sharks. So even though there's a lot of sharks in the water, I still want to do some drops. A huge school of crevalles came in, and as long as you're down there, you're staying calm, not making any sudden movements, you don't really attract any of the sharks. They don't pay you much attention. You're just like another fish swimming around in the school, except you're a little bit bigger, so they don't really want to mess with you. Zach, on a scale 1 to 10, how excited were you when you shot that Wahoo?
One of the most exciting spearfishing moments, hands down.
Yeah. All right, on a scale 1 to 10, how excited were you when you saw the line just fading into the distance as you realized this hope of landing this Wahoo is dwindling?
So I was crying, and I just don't want to talk, just stop it, man.
I said scale 1 to 10, dude. Jesus Christ.
1.
So we make another drift in the same spot, and we spot like a 60-pound cobia under this shark. I make a drop. I finally get parallel with the cobia. I start trying to close the gap. I run out of air just a little bit because I've been chasing the fish, and I might have been able to pursue this fish, but I kind of cut my losses, headed to the surface, because I know I wouldn't have enough air if I were to make a shot and something go wrong. I would have been in trouble. So I decided it'd be safer just to head to the surface and maybe get another shot, which unfortunately we didn't. All right, guys, go. So Kuda Shark brought one of his muses, Svetlana. She's a Russian supermodel diver. She was featured in one of my videos way back when. I'll link it up in the corner, but she is hauling in fish. I'm telling you, check it out. She's wearing a GoPro on her head. So you'll see some of her footage right now. Dude, she is just racking them in. Check this out.
Oh, there.
God, dude, she got another one.
Come over to the bow. What kind of fish you got?
Kuda Shark here. Another amazing day with my muse here. We caught these rare, basically the same as Wahoo runners. You can very rarely find these unless you're in shark-infested, very dangerous waters. Good job, Muse. Quit it, Muse. Until next time, the adventures of Kuda Shark.
All right, you guys, we're heading in. Calling it for the day. I'll see you guys back at the dock. All right, so we're back at the dock. Filleting the fish. Compliments of SoFlo Spearfishing. There you go. But yeah, we are going to get into these, do a little time lapse while I get into them and slice and dice. All right, guys, so we finished up diving. Such a kind of bittersweet day on the water. Got a couple fish, had some cool experiences, and unfortunately missed out on that Wahoo and missed out on that cobia. Would have been nice to land either of those, at least one of them, but I'm gonna run through the footage, and I hope you guys really enjoy this episode. If you haven't already, think about subscribing, and like always, guys, I will see you next week for another adventure. Later.